Hello, hello, and welcome to Come Hang Out. I'm Jake from Come Hang Out. Today we have some more pre-recorded MTG Arena gameplays with commentary over them. And yeah, let's get things started. Game 1, we go up against, I believe, some sort of Fires of Invention deck, I guess, that runs like Scheming Symmetry. I assume it's on some sort of like instant win combo, I would imagine, but I do not know. I've never seen this deck before. Yeah, we're running some sort of Bant mid-range pseudo-tempo fucking thing with some planeswalkers, a little bit of counter magic, and some sustain and some flashy things like Flash, like the Brazen Borrower, for instance, and Spectral Adversary. But yeah, I mean, I go through most of the deck here, or it looks like all of the deck, actually. So you just saw the deck right there if you were paying attention. It's, they Scheming Symmetried, which lets both of us put a card from our deck on top of our deck, I think? Is what, yeah, that's what it does. So yeah, we're going to draw the Breeding Pool, which we set on top, which, very much needed third land. We hope to hit 4 or 5, that's when the deck is really kind of online. And we drew another land after that, so that's super nice. We're actually going to prioritize that land over this one, the one that we set with the Scheming Symmetry. I don't know why I did that. I don't think I had a real reason. It didn't really matter at that point. They're going to Scheming Symmetry again, so I assume like shenanigans are afoot, so I'm just going to counter this fucking thing. And I don't know if that was a good or bad move on my part. I don't know what this deck's win con is, you know? But, I'm, like, on edge against this deck, because I have no idea what's coming. I don't know what they searched for with their symmetry the first time. I really just delayed it a turn, though. But here's where they reveal the Fires of Invention. And that's a very interesting card. It basically lets you play spells for free, as long as it's equal to or lower than your land count, I believe. But you can only play 2 spells that turn. Or 2 more spells that turn. I don't know if it counts itself as one of the spells played per turn. But they're going to Scheming Symmetry. They're going to Scheming Symmetry again. And we cannot counter magic this time. Can't counter it, so we're gonna go looking for something, I guess. I think we actually go looking for a mana drain, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't trust what is coming, and I want like protection against it. And from this point, I play around whatever might be coming up. I play like very, like, you know. Because this is at the end of their turn, for instance. Like, I would not have played that on my turn, because I want to keep counter magic up. But yeah, so this is nice, because we could generate a body and then pump what we have, and yeah. The Wandering Emperor is just a freaking fantastic card, by the way. It's so good. It might be my favorite Planeswalker, like, of all time. It's definitely up there. It's definitely way up there. It's just so flexible, it does so many things. And the instant speed thing on your opponent's turn, it's so nice. But yeah, so they're gonna bedevil it. I assume that this is bait, so we're not gonna counter magic this. That's baity as fuck. I'm not countering that, dude. I'll take the L with the Wandering Emperor. She kind of did her job anyway. She established a body and she pumped a thing, and now I can just start swinging for game. That said, they don't play a second thing, so I don't know if they're just unable to at this point, or what. I don't know. In any case, we're just going to hold back. I don't even think we play the Teferi. I think we're just going to keep swinging. And they drop the GG, and they concede. I think they would have had one more turn, unless that was the end. I don't know. I didn't notice if I reduced them to 0 or not, if they conceded with 1 health. Anyway, next game. This is a hand that I believe we mulligan. Yeah, we mulligan the shit out of that hand. Oh no. I guess we're keeping this one though. I probably should have mulliganed that too. I saw the Oko and I'm 1 mana away from it. And Oko is just a really good card to establish, but like I probably should have mulliganed that too, truthfully. But yeah, this one is up against goblins, I believe. And mad respect to a fellow goblin player. Not that we're on goblins this episode, but yeah, it's this like there's a lot to say about this game. It gets to the point where like you see the Supreme Verdict in my hand, right? Like, it's only a matter of time. I just have to hit 4 lands. It depends on if they can kill me before I can hit that 4th land, essentially. In the meantime, I'm waiting for them to run out of gas, and once they're out of gas, they're kind of just done for. That's kind of the nature of goblins. It takes me a while to get to 4 mana, though. They're able to do some serious damage before then, or some fair damage. But they can't quite kill Oko. Well, not yet. Not yet. They do kill Oko, but not before I elk that stupid thing. Because if I don't elk the Kranko, it's just gonna keep making bodies, and it's gonna keep on making bodies, and then I'm just done. And I can't risk that happening. Like, I can't risk not seeing the 4th land, that happening before I see the 4th land, you know? They play Oriflamme. So this goblin deck, I'm like, I like it. I think it's really cute. It's not the goblin deck that I personally play, but that's cool. Like, I like seeing different variants of goblins. Like, Crashing Drawbridge, that's sweet. I prefer War Chief, but I don't know. Drawbridge is cool too. The Oriflamme just gives boosts to attack. Heraldic Banner is a little bit of ramp and pump. Like, it's cool. But yeah, Oko's gonna bite the dust here, but we're gonna trade with with their Frenzied Goblin, our spectral adversary, in a moment here. We really need to see that land right about now. Otherwise, we're kind of boned. See, like, and I believe that this is the turn that we do see it. There it is, and now we can just Verdict, and they're totally out of gas. And we have 2 mana drains in hand, not that we can play them at this point. Good, we need 2 blue pips. Oh, and we drew the 2nd Verdict! Oh, this is so mean. But yeah, we almost cracked the food right now, but why would we do that? We could hold up mana to bluff stuff, even if we can't do anything. So we'll sack the food at the end of their turn. Truthfully, I shouldn't even sacked it, because we're at a healthy enough life total, and that food could be turned into an elk by a future Oko. But yeah, now the name of the game is just waiting for lands to play my Teferi and to start generating advantage. But it's a while before any of that can even happen. I don't even know if we play the Teferi. We do, I think, at some point, but it's not for quite some time. And we're just countering things, and now we got a bounce. This fucking Bant deck is it's very silly. It's not full-on tempo, it's not full-on mid-range. It's like, it has a bit of counter, like, it's not control, but it has control elements, I guess, is a way to put it. It's not fully anything. I guess it's like a Bant jack-of-all-trades deck. Outside of aggro, it's not really aggro. But, like, you see what's happening here, right? Like, this deck is kind of gross. But it's still like a fair deck, right? It's still very resource for resource, like eke out advantages where you can type of stuff. So we're gonna let that Kranko slide because we can't actually counter it. But we can flash in an Emperor and make a body. And that Emperor will threaten to exile it should it's tapped to make more goblins. But that's not really here nor there. That's not really what we're going to do with it. We play the Teferi out, and we're going to instantly +1, draw some cards, untap some lands. We'll untap the 2 blue sources to have a mana drain online. And you see the Thragtusk there. I run Thragtusk and Workshop. Workshop something or other. The Rhino that's similar to Thragtusk from New Campana. Workshop War Chief, I think it's called. Because they gain you a little bit of life, and they leave a body behind when they die. So they live through Supreme Verdicts, kind of. And, yeah. I don't even think that happens, though. I think... I don't even think we need to play the 2nd Verdict. I think they're gonna concede at some point pretty soon. But yeah, it like this is the type of game where like it feels bad, right? Like I feel like I'm bullying this poor person, and like that's just the nature of the game, though. That's just sometimes how games play out. Is like they're at 0 cards. They're in top deck mode against a Bant deck with a full grip, 2 planeswalkers on board, and 2 creatures. They have a Krenko and some lands, essentially. Like, I'm sorry, but thank you for the game. Thank you so much for the game. I'm not being patronizing at all, I promise. Like, I'm like genuinely respect. And respect for a different kind of Goblin deck. Like, real talk. Real talk. I feel like this Goblin deck is better suited for, like, Standard. It might have elements that are not Standard legal in it that I haven't seen, or just don't realize it's not in Standard. Like, I don't know if Crashing Drawbridge is in Standard, for instance. But it's, you know... like, the worst part is, like, yeah, I have the Borrower to bounce the Krenko and basically turn off its effect because no Goblins will be on board. And so it won't generate any more of them. But we can also spin the Krenko back with Teferi on our turn. We can exile it with Emperor anytime she has 2 or more loyalty. Like, it's so brutal. I feel bad. And, yeah, just to add insult to injury, we mana drain the Krenko coming down for the final time, and that's gonna be met with a concession. So, I don't blame them for conceding there. That was just an inevitable loss, given enough time. But yeah. And, yeah, one more game. This is the final game, and it's, I'm just confused by this one. I have no idea what deck this is, or what kind of deck this is. It's like, it's green-blue, so Civic. It, like, they drop a Bear Cub this turn, and I'm just, a 2/2 vanilla? So I'm assuming it's like some sort of vanilla gimmick deck at this point. We're gonna pass turn, see what they want to do. I don't know if they're just like playing just magic core basic type of like, I'm gonna play a fun little green-blue with some pump and some like maybe some counter magic and see what happens. And in Timeless, that seems like a bad idea. But I don't know. Maybe they have like a weird surprise, and they do have a few surprises. At least one, which they're gonna show the following turn. I didn't block the bear there because I'm at full health and I don't want to trade, and I want a body to attack with as well. And also they could have pumped, I guess. I don't think they have. No, they did have green open, I think. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, here like Rite of Replication. Like what? What is this? They're Rite of Replicating my spectral dude, and that's kind of neat. Like, I certainly wasn't expecting that. So at this point, I'm like, oh, well, I better not let my guard down because anything can happen in this game. Who knows what wacky shit this person is. But yeah, we're gonna borrow her away the token just so we can still plow through with 2 damage our turn. And yeah, we're gonna play the breeding pool and we're gonna swing and pass turn. So yeah, they're getting a lot of lands. They got it at Tatyova, and I think we immediately borrow it back, right? Yeah, we're gonna borrow that back. Because why let it stay? I don't know. It wasn't really gonna do much. I don't think outside the game than a little bit of life. It could help them win the race, I guess. So we're going to try to blitz in this Workshop Warchief because it's lit up on Blitz, and I thought that it would let me play it despite not having enough lands for some reason. Like a dumbass. I was just, no, it's just there as an option for some reason, even though I can't play it for its Blitz cost. But yeah, so we just play it for its normal cost. And here they play some sort of Mana Dork with 3 toughness. And the following turn, they play like some weird archer dude. But now we're going to blitz out a Rhino. Part of me wanted to hold back for counter magic. Because like, I don't know what this person's gonna do. Like, they could write a replication my Rhino, for instance, and that wouldn't be ideal. But I feel like this is just a winning kind of board state race-wise, like in a race context. We out-damage them significantly at this point. And even if they do drop a War Chief, we can just win with flyers until the Reach creature comes out. Oh no! Anyway, we play land. I think we just attack with everything, right? Yeah, we just attack with everything. They're dead unless they do a very specific block, or one of like 2 specific blocks, I guess, to keep them alive. Yeah, so like it's not, they're not in a good position. They're gonna switch up their block here. It doesn't matter in the end because they have no flying protection by the end of things, and even if they would need 2 things with reach anyway, right? Because they're at 3 and they're about to go to 1, and I have 2 borrowers that I can just jam out right now. But they trade their entire board though, so it's ultimately meaningless. And yeah, I don't know. All right, they play the Tatiova, and then they scoop. Lovely. Did I say one more game for the last one? No, this is the last game. I lied. What a surprise. Accidental lies are maybe the best kind of lie because they're unintentional. I don't know. Lying isn't cool. I'm sorry. I forgot that there was one more game after that last one. So this is up against like a red-white, I guess, energy, life gain kind of thing. Maybe? Unless it's humans. It might just be like red-white humans. Maybe. I don't know. They have a bunch of humans, and like they play like a Thalia at one point, and a Luminarch Aspirant or Aspirant, and yeah. Anyway, let's just. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. They play a Warden after a Sentinel, and we're gonna make a questionable play, allow them to draw a card and bounce a Sentinel. We're going to play a land here. Looks like the forest is coming down, but I don't know if that's what I actually end up playing. It is actually what I end up playing. Nice. And we pass turn, because that's all we can do. I probably should have played the blue source. But I wanted 2 green pips, I guess, for some reason. I don't know. I probably should play the blue source just to have Borrower online. The goal here right now is not even to play the Borrower. It's like, I see them establishing a board. I see them running out of gas in hand. So I just want a Supreme Verdict at like an optimal time. So they play the Thalia, which delays that by a turn. I may have Supreme Verdict depending on what that last creature they played was, if it wasn't a Thalia. But now it's back online. We have the 5th mana. We're actually going to jam out a War Chief here, Workshop War Chief. Just to gain back some life, as well as after the verdict, it'll leave us with a body on board, and then with no bodies. But they kill it with the Galvanic Discharge, so that plan kind of goes by the wayside. That plan goes right down the bin, folks. But it's fine, because we'll just attack with it anyway. I think we actually end up drawing a Thragtusk on the next turn, so after, not this turn, but like the following turn. And I'm fine with like waiting to verdict because they still have 3 cards in hand. They could in theory reestablish a board state after a verdict. But we swing with the War Chief because we figure they're not going to trade. Because it would not be an optimal trade for them. They have like a draw engine, a life gain engine, and Thalia is making my shit more expensive. Like, it would be a foolish trade to make, in my opinion. Like, with full health, at least. They're gonna... Oh, right, I tried to borrow the Sentinel, but they Brave the Elements, which is such a cool card. Oh, wow. That takes me back. I don't know if it was Brave the Elements something, but the card that grants, like, protection. It's just oh god, that card can lead to so many blowouts. It leads to me going to 13, and now I think we draw the Thrag Tusk. Yeah, there it is. So we figured we'll play the Thrag Tusk now. We don't have to, but it'll get us back to 18. We can take another direct hit, and we could swing in with 8 power, or 9 power even, and see how they want to block it. The following turn, 9 power. This turn is 4 power. But yeah, so we're gonna do that the following turn, but they're gonna play a land this turn and probably pass. I don't think they play anything else. No, they just go straight to combat. And they swing with Thalia, which is a 3 power thing, which would kill our Thrag Tusk with first strike, and it would stay. And their thing would be alive, so we don't block. And now we're going to attack, and then follow it up with the Verdict that we've been building up to. And they're going to be basically out of gas, and we're going to have a bit of a board state. They try to Brave the Elements. I think right now, yeah, and they don't realize that it doesn't target, so it's not going to be protected from it. Supreme Verdict is like it's a board. It affects the board. It doesn't target the thing, so it's going to wipe everything out. And they're going to leave us with the oops. They're going to oops and then leave. They're going to oops and dip. We did it. Thank you for the games. Thank you to all my opponents for all the games. And yeah, I've been Jake from Come Hang Out. This has been another Arena commentary vid. And if you like this sort of stuff, please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. And or check out some of our other stuff. We're usually, as a group of at least 2 to 4 people. And we do like Let's Play things. So if you're into that, give those things a watch too. Thank you. Thank you. Toodles.